Okay. I am back, and by that I mean I am here for the first time tonight. It's been a pretty hectic day. Um, Thank you guys for joining. Yeah, I got a late start, and then like even once I got it started, I was not actually ready to go. I I had a buddy come out to look at my desktop that is currently dead, and it is very dead. It needs hopefully a new hard drive. Um, in order to diagnose that, he had to like take it out and hook it up to my laptop. And because of that, when I went to start my laptop, it like after all was said and done, my laptop was like, I don't know what's going on anymore and I can't do anything. My laptop is fine, but it took us about 20 minutes to reboot it during all of that. So I am here. Also, I am dealing with stupidity because we shut everything down on this computer. And, that panic issue that happens in moments like that where we're like, we need a computer right now to figure stuff out. And I lost a website that I need. There we go. Okay. I'm good now. Hey, thanks for joining. I'm Chloe. Yeah, so I hope y'all are doing okay. I am doing better now that we know what needs to be done with that computer, hopefully. Hopefully, it just needs a hard drive. And I'm going to go. I incredibly have a micro center a mile and a half down the road from me. So tomorrow we're taking a trip to Micro Center. It was a weird ass adventure for all of this, though. There were all of these moments where my buddy was like, "You don't happen to have another one of this thing around?" And like one of them was like, "You don't have another hard drive, do you?" And I'm thinking, why the hell would I have another hard drive? And then I was like, oh, wait, no, directly behind you is a dinosaur computer that I just don't know how to get rid of. So if the hard drive can be 10 years old, then yeah, I do have a hard drive. Anyways, and then like another friend of mine was just over for other reasons. So I got like no work done today. I have a book that I have to have the final draft in, like the final and formatted and all of that in to Amazon in 2 days. And I got nothing done. I love my friends, but I was like, okay, I need to get work done. And she just like keeps on talking and like, so it's been a day, a fairly unproductive day. Tomorrow will be all of the productivity because I don't have a choice. Thankfully, all that's left to be done is a proofread. I have read probably 10% of it today. And I've got a lot of edits to do on it, but I'll get it done. And when I say that I've got 2 days, like I say that it's due the 12th, but it's actually due sometime on the 13th. I have messed that up before. So I'm telling myself to have it in by the end of the day on the 12th, but we'll see how that goes. What's up?
Let's see if you want to smoke with me.
Give me like 5 minutes. Okay. And I'll be not even. Yeah, it's one of those days. So that's where I am in life right now. It's pretty chaotic, but we'll get it back together. I was planning on letting this computer just sit. And then again, with my friend over, I was like, okay, well, this is something that I can deal with while she's here. It turns out I couldn't deal with it at all. And then in texting my computer friend, he was like, okay, I'm just going to come over. And I'm like, well, okay. And then here we are. It's okay. Everything's fine. I just got to get a short story written because I'm behind on that as well. I'm not like disastrously behind. And I did deliberately save myself. Like I started in mid February and didn't start posting until March 1st. So I have like a backlog of them to protect myself from these days that I'm behind. But there are 2 days that I wanted to make up for. And instead I've only been able to like keep at the correct pace. And that's going to be today again, of course, because I haven't haven't done any writing today, but I'll get that done and I will eventually get myself caught up. April is on its way soon. That'll be another nano. We'll see how it goes there. I need to be working on other stuff then, but like I'll also have 2 projects in bed by then. So I'm going to feel a lot better once I get these 2 books done. So let's go ahead and do our next sprint. I am going to step out for a few minutes. And then when I come back, I'm going to do some writing. But I want you guys to do some writing while I'm otherwise occupied. Also, hello, Courtney. And hello, Monique. Crazy days. We're fine. Everything's fine. So we're going to do a 20-minute sprint. It is, God, it's 8:41 already. I've lost this entire day. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's 8:41. I will see you guys at 9:01. Okay, that was time. I am back. I actually did a little bit of writing there, which is what I'm here to do. So good. I wrote 182 words. So little baby steps. I wish that I was further ahead at 9. Excuse me a second. Big sneeze there. Okay. Yeah, I wrote 182. This is one of the short stories for my 100 short stories in 100 days that I'm doing. This one is actually a follow-up to another one because I am running out. So I've got that challenge where I have to use a different trope every day. And of course, instead of being, if I had started at the top, thank you. Thank you, La Monique. If I had started at the top of the list and worked my way down, I'd probably be doing really well right now. But instead, I picked what I wanted to do every day, and now I'm left with all the ones that I don't want to do. So this one is the trope for this is rich poor. So one person in the couple is rich and the other one is poor. In one of my previous stories, I had a fake marriage where he paid her to marry him because his mother is dying, and all she wants is to see him married before she dies. So this story is kind of the follow-up to that. And of course they fell in love in it. It was all great. Because that's how those go. But in this one, it is his cousin / business partner and one of her friends meeting at the wedding. I was like, oh, I already have the base for this. So this one is going to work a little bit better. Do I still have a whole bunch in that list that I have no idea what I'm doing? Yeah. I don't know. It's just a bunch of tropes that I don't like. So I did do the friends to lovers, which is one of my least favorite tropes. I know a lot of people love it. I'm not dissing on it in any way. It's just something that it's never worked for me. Like right now I've got first love, which I don't know. It's just a weird... you know what it is that I feel like first love implies that there will be more, and therefore it's not a happily ever after. And that bothers me, writing characters that are, in that situation. And then I've got fling left, where it's a fling that turns into something else. And I really, if I'm doing romance, I really, when it's in this short form, it's one thing to have a long book where a fling turns into something else. But in a short form, there's no backstory behind them. I don't know. So that one's left. I've got military, which I've already kind of done a military romance. The funny thing when you're writing, anything that you write is most likely going to cover a few tropes, especially if it's longer. But even with these short ones, I'm hitting a bunch of tropes over and over again. Case in point, the next one is office romance, and I absolutely already have I literally have a romance that takes place in an office. Like, they get snowed into the office. It's just the two of them. So, like, I've already done that, and it's not one that wows me in general. So, it's not working for me. Playboy, which I just feel like it needs more character development than you can get in 2,000 words. And then unrequited, which is another one that I've already brushed on several times, where the character is in love with another, one of them is in love with the other one and thinks that the other one doesn't have feelings for them, and it turns out that they do. And that's just like a really easy foundation for these short fictions, these short stories. So it's another one that I've certainly like that office romance, which the was oh God, what was even the trope for that? The office one is not on my list. Oh, there it is. It's a forced proximity is what the trope was that I used for that. And now I'm regretting using because it's already like out there and published. So I can't say, oh, it's not my forced proximity anymore. But in that one, it's absolutely a situation where two people are in an office together. They're trapped there, and it turns out that they both have crushes on each other. Yeah, I don't. So that's where I am with this. These last few are going to be a struggle. It might also be why I'm having issues keeping up at this point or catching up from where I fell behind. But that's where I am. Also, hello, Spence. Thank you for joining. I hope you got my text from earlier. Spence did my first Bob Ross off with me last week, and we mutually decided that fan brushes suck, and we're not going to do fan brushes, at least for like what we were doing. And yesterday's Bob Ross off, I caved and I used a fan brush, and my trees actually came out looking pretty tree. One of them looks really disco. Like it's got, I don't know, like it's a disco ball, but that's okay. So let's go ahead. Oh, let's see. People actually did get work done. La Monique worked on a book cover. Fantastic. I just had to do a couple of book covers, and I'm glad that I don't have to do that again for a little while. And Courtney should be doing schoolwork, but is probably going to write during the next sprint. I support either way. So we're going to go for 20 again. It is 9:08, so we are going to go until 9:28 on this. I'm probably going to do 3 more sprints tonight in hopes of finishing the story so I don't fall further behind. Because again, this whole day was a damn wash for me. So 20 minutes on the clock. I'll see you at 9:29. All right, that's time. Let me know what y'all got done. I did some more writing. If I remember right, I was at 185 last time. So 2, 3, 4. No. 185, 285, 385, 485. I got about 350 there. I've not gotten into the meat of this yet. I'm almost there. But literally my two characters have not formally met yet. They're almost there. They're almost at the cutting of the cake, which is when she goes scurrying off and he follows her and finds out that she made the most amazing cake ever. Yes, I'm also doing a cake decorator. I was avoiding things that I actually know for most of this challenge. And then 2 days ago, I wrote a baker, and now this one I'm writing a cake decorator. So I am falling into old habits. It's okay. It's not even, it doesn't even matter, right? It's just the starting, like how they meet. So, and she was referenced in the previous book, or in the previous story. There was a part where they couldn't make the wedding tasting because the sick mother was too sick to go. So she felt really bad about, the mother felt really bad about the girl canceling their cake tasting. She's like, no, the girl's a friend. Look, this is where she's sitting at the wedding. So this is her story. The guy was not referenced at all. I didn't know he was going to exist until now. So it's all good. Courtney got 863. Well done. I'm hoping to eventually get myself back up to not 863. I will literally never write 863 words in 20 minutes, but I would really love to get myself back up to the like 500 to 600 that I used to do. And that might just not happen with short stories. It might just be something where I have to think too hard with them not that like long form doesn't require a lot of thought, but like things build much more slowly. So you can be dealing with the same thing for a long time, working through it, where this is like, no, I gotta get to the next point. La Monique, I am a cake decorator. I no longer am employed as a cake decorator. This is it for me right now, but I was employed as a cake decorator for 7 years. So it is a go-to for me. And it's important to clarify that a cake decorator is not a baker. I love baking, but I'm at it. I hope to get better. That was kind of one of my things that I was going to do after I left that job. And of course, like you just run out of time. There's nothing going on that should cause me to run out of time. And yet there is that moment every day where I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm not getting anything else today. And most of it is writing. God, I was going to tell y'all something during this break that wasn't about what I was writing. And I don't remember what it was. I am redoing, like I mentioned before, I have 2 books that are coming out this month. So I'm redoing, I'm redoing the back matter in my books. Obviously, like it's got to be redone every dang time you put out a new book anyways to update your links. But now I am trying to fix my author page to make it look more professional. And so I literally wasted 2 hours today trying to find a set of social media icons that included Twitch and Medium. I kept finding these sets that would have like 100 images in them, and they would have icons. They literally would have icons for AIM. AIM, I don't even think exists anymore, but I don't know anybody who has used it since like 2000. That was what I used in college. I guess I used it up through like probably 2005 tops. I got through college and I probably had it for a couple more years. So I could find AIM graphics. Almost all of these sets had the little old AOL Instant Messenger Running Man. Um, Twitch and Medium were almost impossible to find. And both of them, I'm not saying that either of them are enormous platforms, but they are platforms that are currently very active. So that was weird. But I also have that issue with I use WordPress for my Facebook or for my I'm sorry for my WordPress for my Facebook, WordPress for my website, and I don't know if any of y'all use WordPress for it, but they've got like a social media tool. I don't remember it's a menu that you put your social media links into. And if they already have a graphic for those sites, then they'll use those graphics. But if they don't, there's no way to insert your own graphics. Like it's either from their graphic set or it's this weird little hook icon that they put there that doesn't show what it is. So it's terrible because why would you click on a link that doesn't have any indication what it is? And half of mine are those. It's not just Twitch and Medium. It's I think my Amazon is one of those, and there's a few of them. I'm on Fiverr. I do proofreading. I believe that's also one of them. Like it's really irritating. It's just that's my rant for this break. Is that like we need to be on social media, but like it's so hard to get the graphics so everybody can see what social media we're on. Okay. We're gonna go for another 20. It is 9:36. So we are going to run this until 9:56. And again, we will be doing one more today because I got a super late start on everything. So I will see you guys at just shy of the hour. Okay, that is time. Um, I'm definitely not finishing this story in the next sprint, so I might end up doing 2 more. We'll see what happens. The story just got real adorable though. um, and and that made me happy. It's those moments when you're writing and you don't know how you're going to get through the next part and you just start going and like magic happens. That's where I am. He has followed her into the kitchen. She was again a guest at the wedding. But now it's time for the cake. And so she has like skittered off. He thinks that she's running out to the like parking lot to leave. So he follows her out because he has to talk to her. And ends up that she's like going around and through a side door into the kitchen. So it's not obvious that she's, a guest of the wedding, but also working. So he catches up to her right as she is slicing into the cake to start serving it up, which incidentally, normally cake decorators don't do that. Normally caterers do it. I've never done it a day in my life. Don't ask me how to do it. It's really complicated to slice up a round cake properly for a wedding. So I know how to do it, but like I don't want to do it. It's a pain. So it's not quite accurate, but that's okay. So she's slicing it up. And I'm like, during our last break, I'm like, I don't know how to write this moment. I don't know how to make a conversation that is going to end with like passionate love stuff. I'm kind of lost here. And then what I did, which is like one of those fail safes when you're writing romance, you can't go wrong with the cool, collected, always in control guy, just like suddenly like, getting dumbstruck by her beauty. So I pulled that move and after a couple other dumb things, he's like, "Did you really make that cake?" She's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Can you show me how to make a cake? Or how did you make it?" And she's like, "You want me to tell you how to decorate a cake like right now?" And he's like, "Yes." And now, so she's going to teach him how to make a rose. She's not actually going to teach him. As somebody who has taught many people how to make a rose, there's no way that I could ever teach anybody who has no cake decorating experience whatsoever how to make a rose as their like very first thing. It's one of those things where like you already need to know how to use a piping bag for me to explain this to you. But she's gonna make a rose, and they're gonna have a little that's gonna be their jumping point. That was a really weird way of saying, like, I don't, because I know, like, obviously there's going to be sex in this. Jumping point, I don't mean, like, jumping is a jumping, but that's going to be the spark moment. Courtney, God, Courtney's a dang machine here. 927 on that sprint. It is also writing romance. I love... like, especially, again, right now with these short stories, it's a little more crunched. It doesn't quite have the fun of the longer stuff, but I love writing those moments in a romance. When there's been that like slow build, especially, my jam is definitely enemies to lovers, and that like moment where they're like, I hate you, but actually, hey, I love writing those moments. So I'm excited that you're writing romance right now, Courtney. It's always my favorite part. My least favorite part is writing the fight scenes. And I know there's always that like wisdom. Usually it comes from the other side. And it's, how do you write a sex scene? Well, you write it like you write a fight scene. But for those of us who could do the other, like trying to write a fight scene like a sex scene, that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So fight scenes are the worst. The spark moments are my favorite. Um, and for some reason, the best stuff for me to write, like the stuff where it just like comes out right all over the paper, is this the sad stuff, the difficult moments, the like really emotional, um, things are not going well moments, the epic fights, like the fights, um, those I don't know, those go like crazy. Um, and I haven't really had a reason to write those in these shorts. Again, a space issue, but I did in my last Baker one. There was like a full on rage meltdown because this was her like a childhood sweetheart that she's always been in love with and feels like he has ruined all of her things. So like dumped her terribly. Um, it's him coming back to try to get her back, and she stands her ground for a minute, but only a minute because it's a short story. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this next sprint going. Hopefully, I will have progressed to the part. It is 10:03. I will see you guys at 10:23. Okay, that is time. Things didn't go quite how I expected them to, but it's it's so weird with a short story because like it's so little time for anything to do anything. But yeah, the story went in a different direction. I mean, they are absolutely going still to the same place, don't get me wrong, but um she's not going to teach them how to do anything. They just smash cake in each other's faces. Um yeah, so things are progressing. And I will be doing one more sprint tonight because I am not done yet, but I do feel like one more sprint will get me pretty close to that. Chandra got 477. Well done. I didn't say how many I did last time, so I don't know how much I did this time. But over the course of the last two sprints, I did get 900 words. So we'll say that I did 450. Split the difference, right? Excuse me. So this is going well. I feel pretty good about this. I'm going to be happy with the story. And I am looking forward to things going well tomorrow. Tomorrow has to go better than today because I have books that I need to get out, and that window is running really small. But at the same time, this thing with Medium is going really well. I haven't like certainly this is not something where you get rich quick by any means, but every day I am doing better than I did the day before. And yesterday I made $5, which like right off, if I sit at $5, that's an extra 150 a month, like, and I mean, like I said, every day I'm doing better. So the day before I was under 3. So like, and obviously that there is a cap on this. I don't expect in a month to be making $200 a day or anything like that. But this is going better than I thought it was going to. Like I was expecting to be making like $1 a day right now. And the fact that I made $5 is pretty cool. It's weird because it's all like almost everything is from the first story that I put out. Humorously, it's like my least favorite story on this list. In fact, my 2 least favorite stories were this one and then another one that somebody tweeted today about how much they liked it. And I'm like, what is going on? This wasn't even like, it was one that I wasn't sure if the format really worked. And like to get, I mean, it's a tweet, whatever, but like to have like that reinforcement on that one, like why? But so the funny thing is that between the book or the story that's doing the best, and then the one that's next in line, I've had 154 reads on the one that's doing the best, and then 21 on the next one. So for some reason, that first one is my cash cow. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it got like thrown onto a list somewhere. I don't know if there is some sort of system on this where it's like, hey, read this person's first story. And so it's just like the one that everybody goes to first. It's not the order that things are posted on my page. They definitely go with newest first. That's how it should be, right? But yeah, so I have no idea what's going on that's making the steam room a powerhouse, but I will take that powerhouse. And yeah, today I've already had more reads on it than I did yesterday. So I'm hopefully looking at another day where I do even better than $5. So this is weird. And I'm still like, what is this whole system? every day some new crazy thing is thrown at me. Medium is the most confusing flipping thing. But um if I'm making money off of it, I don't care. So hopefully I will get followers and stuff. I do know I need to write to one of the markets on this. The way that Medium works is there are these things called publications that get a lot more visibility on it, and people subscribe to publications. They can subscribe to you personally, but most people subscribe to publications where you can submit your work to these. So the big ones for Medium, I have to, for my genre, I have to get myself into those. Like, I know that is like not an option. I do need to get those in to get more readers to me. And unfortunately, the ones that are in my genre, they're not really my style, and you're absolutely writing it to go into that publication. So I'm gonna have to write things specifically for them. I'll do it though. Like what they publish is absolutely not my jam at all. Like they're the same genre as me. I believe I can pick up their readers and their readers will be fine with what I write. But certainly the stuff that is in the bigger publications is not like the stuff that I write daily is not what they're looking for. Did you guys see those feet just now? Did you guys see that big stretch? It was really cute. Anyways, we're going to do this one last sprint and then I'm going to go because it is already 10:30 here. And that is late for me. So we're going to go for 20 minutes one last time. I will see you guys at 10 of 11. Okay, that is it. That is time on the last sprint. Um, Monique is using these productivity sprints to do book covers, and that is fantastic. I support that. I can't do book covers in sprints because once I start, like I get sucked in on book covers. It's probably because I will literally spend, you know, 20 minutes just like outlining an element alone to like make sure that it shops properly. And I'm like really, really nitpicky with stuff. Probably I'm not going to say it's more than I need to be, but probably because my skills are not as good as they should be yet. So if I'm doing a book cover, I have to like block out a 4-hour window of just like, this is going to be book cover time. And that's after spending like days of my life finding the correct images for book covers. And then like doing it 3/4 of the way and saying, okay, I hate all of these images. I need new ones. I have pissed away so much money on Shutterstock, but telling myself, oh, just like test the picture, make sure it works, and then buy it. And then I don't. And so I probably have like 20 images that I bought that I have no idea what to do with them. That's okay. It is what it is. I recently was able to repurpose one of those that had been for a book cover that did go out, and then I changed the book cover later. I recovered the series. So anyway, that's it for tonight. I am almost done with the story. I'm at 1992 on it. I should have it done in the next like 400 words. So I am calling it a night here. I'm going to go get myself a snack before I finish this. Something sweet. It's that time. So Chandra got 43 on that sprint. And Courtney got very sleepy and got 568 anyway. So it is late for all of us, I think. So y'all have a wonderful night. I will be back here at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning and Friday morning. That is Eastern time. So hopefully I'll see you guys sometime the next couple of mornings. But if not, you guys have a good rest of your week and enjoy your weekend. And I will see you next week. Bye, guys.